All right, joining me now, I have UFC bantamweight contender Merab Dvalishvili, who we talked to last Thursday, right before UFC 292 actually took place. And Merab, I wanted to talk to you again, man, because obviously a lot went down on Saturday that I think maybe you weren't necessarily expecting. First off, like, talk to me about the fight itself. Kind of, did it surprise you how it played out? And I guess ultimately went wrong. What do you think went wrong for your friend Aljamain?
Aljo was doing what he was supposed to do. He was there. He was playing smart. He was fighting smart fight, and of course, plan was to take Sean down, but Sean was doing good, like footwork and everything. And second round, the people start booing, Aljo, and then Aljo, the people affect Aljo. Aljo make decision to close the distance and like a no, like a strike. That's where Sean got him. But Aljo was still in. He was fighting. He was trying to grab the leg, and he ten other side, and that's where Margada stopped him. It was my opinion, like as a fighter, I would say it was early stoppage. I don't want like me. For example, when I'm fighting, I rather die there. I rather go out. I rather sleep. I don't want to save me. I'm a fighter. That's why I prepare. I rather uh, get knocked down, like because we need months or sometimes 1 year to fight. This is not like we're not fighting every day. Like see now what happened. It's a champion. It gave them chance. It wasn't like cold knockdown. And so yeah, that was it. But Aljo handled that like very well. Like champion. And me, I was just right away. I was just screaming. It was early stoppage, early stoppage. But like nothing we can change now. The Sean did what he was supposed to do. He keep a fight stand, and then he got his best shot and drop Aljo, and now he has a belt. He's the
Yeah.
champion now.
And I know you had mentioned in that I was going to ask you about that the series of social media posts that you had. You kind of touched on it there, but you had some previous issues with Marc Goddard as well, right? From one of your
Yeah.
fights, is that what you're saying?
Yes, he Marcado was side referee, and the main referee who was inside the cage, he let me fight. He don't stop the fight because he saw my eyes. I was still fighting. I just of course I was in the top spot, but every time he checked my hand, I give thumbs up or I said no, I'm good. I was showing. Once Ricky Simon got me, of course it was choke was tight. It was hardly to run from there, but I know I have 1 minute, and I wasn't not gonna tap the fight, and I was gonna fight it because I was winning the fight, and and then the main referee give me time, and he let me fight. He don't stop me because if he stop me, I will protest. Yo, I'm not top, I'm not sleeping. Why you stop me, right? That's what he don't stop me. And when the bell run and the time was over, I wake up. I'm not. I said I'm good. When they say, and then and yeah. So okay, exactly. So they was gonna go to. Uh, Score. They should go to rounds. Who win one round, what rounds, whatever. But Margada was pushed then because he say I was sleeping middle of the like choke. I'm like, if I was sleeping or if I was out or something, why don't you stop me? If let me fight, okay, let's go now. If let me fight, now let's go to the score. What kind of this is like technical TKO or like now technical submission after the bell run and after fight is over. That's like thing like that. But yeah, I move on, and now I have Margada Hobia. Every time I see the man, I am just panicking. I'm not scared of nothing. I don't have any phobia, but I have Margada phobia. Really, every time I saw the guy, I'm like, He's, and I saw a couple of times, he always like when somebody getting hurt, he's just panicking and running around and like this, and he always rushing, and so unfortunately, it happens to my teammates, and it's heartbroken because this for these fights we training years, and this is like Aljo was champion. He wasn't like sleeping or something. He was fighting, and he was looking for get out of the situation, and that's it.
So that's on Aljamain's side, obviously, and kind of
Yeah.
just the stoppage. But I guess now that Sean O'Malley has fought and won for a title, how good do you think he is? There was a lot of questions coming into it. Like he had fought Peter, it was a close fight, but now
Yeah.
we have him winning a belt over Aljamain, who's arguably the greatest bantamweight ever. So from your perspective, how good is Sean O'Malley? Did we figure that out on Saturday?
Sean is definitely good, and he's a good fighter, and I give him respect. He's great striker, and I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, and he is champion now. Uh, and he keep a fight standing, and he was waiting for his best shot, and he got Aljo dropped down. So, and yeah, of course he's good fighter. He don't go hard way like Aljo, like he don't got this hard way like Aljo did. Like he beat after his third fight, Aljo beat everybody in this division, and he like even for example me, I fought like a lot of good guys, and I have a 9 fight win streak. But yeah, Sean, he wasn't fighting anybody from top 15. He just fought Jan, and that was a questionable win. And then they give him title fight. He's good. Like he's good, but I mean he don't. But he say in interview, yeah, he know that because of how he dress, how he talks, how he's has a personality. That's why he got this position where he is now. It's like that's good for him. But I'm saying he's a good fighter, but he just don't have a hard way to get the title and like something like that. And but as a fighter, he's a good fighter definitely, and yeah, I give him my respect as a fighter.
And so this kind of puts things in a very tricky position with the bantamweight division. If things had played out the way that you guys expected, Aljamain was going to vacate, and then you would fight somebody for the vacant title. Now it seems like a little bit confusing, I think, for us on the outside. Aljamain kind of making it sound like he might stick at 135. You're right there. We've got Sean saying he wants to fight Cheeto, and Cheeto saying he wants to fight Sean. So I guess where do you fit into all this? Do you feel like? Do you think that you could get the next title fight? Like, have you and Aljamain talked about what he's going to do? Kind of, how do you manage this as two teammates that are now not a champion and a contender, but two contenders?
Yeah, I agree. So after Aljamain Sterling, I'm the number one contender. We all know that. I have 9 fight win streak. I beat two former champion back to back, and I fought everybody who they put in front of me. I should be 10-0 because of this Ricky Simon fight. Like I said, like everybody can go watch the back and tell me who won this fight. But okay, I have 9 fight win streak. Um, so I think the right way is uh, Aljo come back, beat O'Malley, get his belt back, and I think he after that he must. I mean, he may go one upper weight class, or something. And if he vacate the belt, maybe take big vacation or something. And I will fight for the belt after whoever will be next. Now I don't want to rush. I just don't want to any like some. Stupid fight, anymore. Like because the fight doesn't make sense. I don't want to fight somebody like already has a loss, and like what these fights get me. Somebody. I want to fight for top guys. So I don't want to like I'm not. I don't want to test. I'm test already. I prove it. I bet this all this like my last 9 opponent I beat dominate. I don't beat anybody split decision. I beat unanimous decision. So and I'm the next guy after Aljo. So good way will be so give Aljo rematch, and after that I'm just gonna wait for my title fight, and like we I guess we will figure it out after. But I'm just gonna fight for title next. I just don't wanna like even if I have to wait 1 year or more, I will just wait. I'm good. I will just recover my hand, and I will get better. Like and then I will training and. Like I'm only getting better because like before I was working full time, and like I have a lot of things to do because as an immigrant I emigrate to United States, and I start everything from zero. Now I'm a good position. I can only focus on my training, and I will get better. And so now I'm full time fighter, and I'm just only getting better.
Yeah, and have you? I'm sure he hasn't made up his mind yet, but from what you've gathered from Aljamain, do you expect him to stay at 135 still?
Aljamain Sterling, yeah, I'm sure he wants to get his rematch, get to
Yeah.
back, this victory, and he will be like greatest. He already is greatest. But and after that, I believe like I don't think he's gonna continue because who else left? No one else. If he beats Sean, he already beat Henry Cejudo, and then like Chito Vera. He got smashed by Sanhagan. Aljo beat Sanhagan. Aljo beat Ian 2 times, and like and then there is no one else.
Yeah, and I heard you say a minute ago that like you would be even maybe willing to wait out a year. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Is there any concern in your mind? Like, because I think before, right, Aljamain was kind of at his peak, and so you were willing to sit out a little bit, but there was kind of an end timeline. And now, are you concerned at all that like your peak will be you not fighting?
yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe UFC will be mad about it, but listen, man, I was fighting always who was in front of me, and I did everything what I was supposed to do. But now I am after Arjo, I'm number one contender, and I think I deserve to title shot. I don't wanna fight somebody who don't deserve it. I don't need any test, like I said, man. I'm already tested. I'm like. Yeah, man. I'm the number one contender after Aljo. So, and then after Aljo, I'm the next who's fighting title.
Mhm. So if they came to you and tried to book Umar or Cejudo against you, you would probably not be
No,
interested.
I'm not interested. I'm not happy, man. I'd rather sit and like just like no. I mean, no. I don't. I'm not. It's not. I'm not. I don't feel motivated. I'm not. I don't feel happy. My goal is to fight the best of the best. I don't think. I don't see any like fight number 11 guy that's it's not my like so just my goal was to always fight the best. That's what I was doing, and now yeah, no one else then like that's the thing.
Yeah. Are you surprised at all? Like, I think when Sean won, there was a lot of questions to him about who would be next, right? Who do you want to fight next? And he wasn't really interested in Aljamain, and Cheeto was the name that was brought up in the lead up to the fight and then afterwards. Are you surprised at all that he's not mentioning you more? Like, do you think that's intentional because of your kind of beef about the jacket, or
No, no, not only that. Like I was calling Sean since 2018, since I win my first fight in UFC, and first I did is I call O'Malley. I tell him keep smoking. I will keep training, and I will see who's better. I was just like just make fun of him like this. And so I think he's good fighter. He's a good fighter, really, really good fighter. He prove it. But so yeah, he's not mentioning my name. He only called me ugly, and that was it. Yeah, I may be ugly, but I fight. I fight. It doesn't really matter in the octagon. It doesn't matter what how tall you are. Doesn't matter. Um, doesn't matter you're broken English or something. If you're a good fighter, you're a good fighter. That's why we watch fights and we love fights, and that's it. That's it. And we have to. One day we're gonna find out. Like he's a good fighter, but that's what I do, man. I want to challenge myself, and I always want to fight the best. And I think O'Malley is the best, and I do want to fight him. But yeah, like I said, Aljo has to fight him first. And if this fight not happening for some reason, then I'm the next, and not Chito Vera. Who cares about He's Chito Vera is good fighter, but there is so many other good fighters. But if we're looking for number one contender, real, real challenge and real fight, I'm the real one. Chito Vera, he got dominated from Sanhagen.
And I don't know if you saw it, but some of the sports books started putting out odds for Sean versus Cheeto and Sean versus you. Sean's a favorite against Cheeto, but you're a favorite against Sean. So, in the experts' eyes, it seems like they would give you the edge. How would you go about fighting Sean O'Malley if you guys did fight? What would you be able to maybe do differently than Aljo was not able to do on Saturday?
Definitely, it's a risky fight for me, and it's not. It's not. It won't be easy matchup for me. He's the Sean is great striker. That's all he does. He has personal trainer who traveling with him and holding pets every time, and he has a Pekinese Mendes, the great jiu-jitsu coach, and he's been training high level all these years, and he has all the intention and everything, and it's he's I mean he so I'm not gonna say I will dominate this fight or something, but I like the challenge. This guy is challenge for me, and because how he fights, and he's the great, and I wanna fight with the greatest guys, and yeah, everything can happen, man. But so that's why we watch UFC, because we want to find out. That's why there is competition, and I love this competition, and I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm willing, and like I said, man, Sean was. He was star since beginning, and I was calling him, since beginning, 2018. Every time I win the fight, I said I mention his name. I mention never, never, ever. He never responds and never say my name, and he never willing to fight me or something. And I don't know why. I don't know, bro. I'm not. I'm not a girl. I'm a fighter, and let's fight me. I don't. I don't want nothing from you. Just fucking.
And we talked about Aljo maybe moving up at some point. Would you ever consider a shift in weight class at all?
Me? No, I was thinking before to, if Aljo, if Aljo wanna stay in this division long time, I was thinking to go drop 125, but it's possible. But I feel very comfortable in this weight class, and I cut weight by myself, like old style, and. I don't want to test to make 125 just like that. And if I decide to go and fight, and um, just I don't know how it's gonna affect me, the weight cut, this big weight cut. So and now it's Aljo was supposed to moving up, and that was and I was gonna take over. And now it's plans change a little bit. It's okay. But I believe Aljo will come back, beat Sean, and I don't think he's gonna stay longer. He because he don't have nobody else left here. He beat everybody. He choked Sanhagan. He beat Ian 2 times. He beat Henry, and he's gonna beat O'Malley if they give him rematch, and nobody else will be left. There is no competition after that. So for Aljo, I'm saying, but of course there is great fighters, but nobody like Aljo. We all know, and I know how good he is, and that's it.
My last question, just kind of moving away from this situation, I wanted to get your thoughts too on your teammate and friend Chris Weidman. Battled through some serious adversity again, even in that fight on Saturday. Dana White kind of made it sound like that he hopes Chris retires. Chris kind of wants to keep going. So for you, as somebody that's been around him throughout his career, I guess kind of what was your take on him even making it back to the cage? But then also, I guess, what do you kind of think he should do from here on out?
Uh, Chris, first I hope his legs is okay because he got some serious injured like from last fight, and hopefully speedy recovery that, and hopefully no more surgery because I think Chris Weidman has a record like 28 or 30 surgery. This is hard. I only have a two surgery, and this is like it's so like, annoying. Like need every surgery takes 1 year to come back, and Chris Weidman break leg like that and come back. And Tavares is a great fighter, and he's a very good guy also. And yeah, it was a very heartbroken. Chris is my brother and my teammate, and he's like a really somebody who I look up with. Like he's a great family man and really really good guy. And I also know Tavares. Brett Tavares is a very also good guy, and I've been seeing him in here in Vegas like a lot of times, and we kind of friendly, and it was heartbroken to see like two good guys to fighting each other, and then somebody was getting hurt, like injured. I'm sorry, and yeah, I think he must come back, but. What he did for like he was talking at the dinner, we had dinner like before the fight, like after the weigh-ins, and Chris was talking. He wasn't watching his opponent's fights before. I think, and then he don't know that Tavares was kicking, and I'm like that's a little bit shock for me because Chris coming from like this leg big injury, and he wasn't like watching if his opponent was kicking or how he was styled. It was a little bit not good decision, I think. And so Chris was trying to take Tavares down, but uh, uh, I find out now that Tavares has the best takedown defense against the wall, and he has a good takedown defense, and he kicks a lot. So and then Chris must know that. But I mean, like I said, man, everything is good. They both show their respect, and they both good guys. And hopefully, Chris' injury is not the big, but yeah, he must come back. He loves fighting, and he wants to show his kids his fights, and then he like I don't think anybody should tell fighter you should stop fighting unless you get like knocked down, or like you can really like like you can if you if I can, I mean, if I want to fight, then I nobody should tell me I should stop fighting. It's that's my opinion.
Yeah, I got you, man. Well, kind of, I'm sure you guys will rebound from this as a team, as individuals. And Merab, whenever it is we get to see you back, man, I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you taking the time out today to talk again, man.
Of course, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. God bless you.